Yeah, people got excited. There was bros all across history.
Yeah, right.
You're like, I just found out, dog. Like, if you just lift these rocks like this, I call it a curl. My biceps are yoked now, dog.
Sarah, what's up? I was hoping me and you just grab some mead and we just go kick it by the temple of the sun god. What? Jessica who? I've never been there with anyone but you.
She told you that? That's weird, man.
I don't even know.
She must be thinking like, oh, that's it. Because her and I went to like the Temple of the Moon.
Oh, Temple of the Moon. Yeah,
which
but
is
we're
like,
just friends.
Everyone was there.
Yeah, dude.
They had like a full
was
barrel
a moon party.
of mead. And we were just, I did do a mead stand.
Are you guys going to Sunfest this year? And you just have old Egyptian parents like, I can't even keep up what they're doing. There's a Sunfest now? When I was younger, it was just the sun. You admired it.
Lift off. The clock has started.
Hey, Hesbos. Welcome to Hesby Street.
Do us a favor.
And check us out on
patreon.com/Hesby Street.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, it's improv's so dumb.
It's so stupid. We have a website too, hesbystreetpod.com. I was supposed to be in Washington, D.C. tonight. That has been moved to August 11th and 12th, so you can check out that date change. Sorry about that if you were trying to come. I know a couple people messaged me.
Government trying to keep my boy T down.
Maybe, but then there's other dates there too. Come see us live. May 2nd, we'll be together at the Punchline San Francisco.
Our home club, where we began,
where it all started.
We come back to triumph and get what's rightfully ours.
There's a lot of our old bombs there we have to overcome.
And we're gonna it's like honestly a full hero's journey.
What is this soda you gave me?
Do you like it? It's got prebiotics.
It's bad.
Really?
What's a prebiotic?
I think it's what you do before a probiotic.
But it's not but what?
It's like, I think you...
No, the opposite of probiotic would be antibiotic, which is like a...
Okay.
Which is like a medicine.
So this is before medicine.
A prebiotic?
Yeah. I think cavemen invented it before medicine.
All right, well, I guess do the music while I try to figure out what the fuck this is.
I'm going to not play the music. If you hear anything, that's just the prebiotic doing its thing.
Whoa. What was that?
You felt that?
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Huh.
If you want to switch sodas, we can.
No,
I need you focused for this
I'm going to
episode.
figure this out.
You know what I was thinking is sometimes you get like too locked in the eye, like the light. Mm-hmm. And I think you should just wear sunglasses every time.
I think I might.
You just be the guy that wears sunglasses. Because it looks cool in some of our clips.
I might start wearing sunglasses. Because I feel like halfway through every episode, I have like a weird moment with my eyes, and then my anxiety triggers, and then I have a panic attack, and then the rest of my night's ruined.
Yeah. That's crazy that it kicks in the whole night.
Well, I think for me, if I have a panic attack, then the side effect is that I'm just kind of tired, lethargic, and angry for the rest of the day. It's like
what a combo.
It's like a hangover.
Like, are you tired from how angry you are? Like the Hulk, kind of? You're like,
and then I regret everything I did.
Your pants are ripped.
Yeah. That's the thing about panic attacks is when you have a really bad one and then you come to.
Yeah.
You feel completely normal again, and then you're like, my bad.
Oh, weird.
And then everyone has to be like, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, I just fainted and freaked out.
And you just immediately are like 100% clear, clean.
No, not 100%.
Okay.
But you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had like a couple panic attacks in my life.
I've been having them on stage lately.
Really?
Yeah, it's been really tough.
How do you get through that? That seems terrifying.
If you see me sitting on a stool ever, I'm having a panic.
Is that what you've been doing?
Yeah, because I
don't want to faint.
I don't want to faint.
Right.
So I sit on the stool. I've been kind of like...
Hear me out. You just faint once. You're on Kimmel.
No, I know. That's all it takes.
I'll throw a beer at you and you can faint.
It wasn't Rachel Feinstein. It was someone fainted.
Oh, I can't remember her name. She used to be on Chelsea Handler. Mm-hmm. And she did a joke about getting the vaccine.
And then passed out,
And
which
then-
is like hilarious timing.
Yeah, I mean that's God really.
I thought it was a joke.
Me too. I think
it
the
wasn't.
whole audience laughed.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the
Great way to go
podcast.
out. Just the audience dying laughing, and you're up on stage.
Yeah. You know, every time I seem to have a panic attack, I do really well because I kind of sit on the stool and I go into like autopilot.
Yeah.
I don't do anything new.
Yeah.
I don't try to be, it's like just
The
material
classics.
classics. No,
Get me through this.
Yes, no, yeah. But it sucks because like it happened to one of the Portland shows and it was just a fire show.
Yeah.
And it was like I was doing so well, I couldn't even enjoy it.
Yeah,
'Cause you're
totally.
yeah.
That happened to me when I've like taken an edible like a day, you know, or like most of a day before a show I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm still very high.
Right.
And then you got to go up. I'm like, we have never stuck to the script so strictly as now, where I'm like, my mind is like, ah! I'm like, so then my mom does this and I do that. And I'm like, my dad calls me a pussy. I'm just like, ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then it's over and I don't even know how it went.
Yeah, you would think it wouldn't be that great because you're not
Yeah.
being present and you're just kind of going through the motions.
But sometimes that's just
Sometimes that's just
your
what they
material's good
need.
enough.
It's crisp. Yeah.
That
Thanks, dog.
I wonder if the ancients went through this,
Of course.
like panic attacks,
yeah, I'm sure.
where it's like tomorrow's the whole village hunts the mammoth day.
I hope I don't do that thing again.
I faint every time,
Every single time I faint.
and no women want to be with me in this tribe because it's not handsome. It's not becoming as a partner.
Well, it's also just like I'm a great gatherer.
totally,
You know, but like no one's attracted to gatherers.
Totally.
But it's like gatherers put more food on the table.
yeah,
It's like, oh, you catch a mammoth once a year?
Right.
I got berries every day for you, girl.
yeah,
Every day.
right. Not to mention every alpha in this tribe. Yap,
yap, yap,
mammoth
yap.
hunt this,
Yeah.
mammoth hunt that.
I invented jar.
I'm out here listening. How was your day? What's giving birth like? You know,
Yeah.
I care. Mm-hmm. I'll go down on you, girl. Guys don't. What's interesting is like that's like seen as a thing that guys, like manly men don't go down on women,
Yeah, it's so weird.
which is weird. And
But we're taking that back. Mac Miller helped.
did he help with that?
Uh-huh.
R.I.P. Dude.
He was a real one.
He got in, got the
Yeah.
job done. He like Randy Quaided eating ass. I'm back, boys. That's messed up. So
Eating ass though.
yeah,
That's millennials. We invented that,
I guess that one's us.
That was us.
Yeah,
I think that might be what
unless
we
some ancient tribes that just didn't have like scripted
Oh,
writing.
I'm not saying we were the first to do it.
First peoples.
But we were we blew it up.
Yeah,
We made it huge.
we marketed it.
and I'm worried. That's what we'll be remembered for.
Yeah, Y2K.
That wasn't us.
Oh, that wasn't. That was.
We were kids during that.
Yeah, but when do we start being responsible? When we're 18?
Sure.
Okay.
Nothing that happens in our teenage years.
So we've
We didn't
dodged
do
9/11.
Yeah, 9/11 isn't us.
Okay.
Eating butt.
Eating butt.
That's what millennials
and financial crisis.
like in the social studies book.
Yeah.
Thousands of years from now, they'll do 9/11.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, and then the millennial generation, they're known for the ass eating, and everyone will be like, yeah.
But we also had like some financial crises. That one I think is us kind of.
How could that one be honest? We own nothing.
Yeah, but there were like people working at these banks.
That's boomers, dude.
I feel like if you
That's
sum
Gen
up our
X, maybe.
generation, it's going to be pull your heads out of your asses. There's a
Literally.
financial crisis. Yeah, maybe the book is called Pull Your Heads Out.
They were just putting everything on credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess ancient peoples probably didn't eat as much ass. It wouldn't have been.
Well, it's so
The
weird.
death rate was so high.
It's so weird because you
From
go
infection.
from like when you think of cavemen,
Yeah.
you don't know, but you speculate that there was probably a lot of just fucking,
Yeah.
right? There was, and then at what point does this concept of monogamy, when is that born? Or is that right away? Like you latch onto a partner even back then?
Well, that's a good question. When was monogamy invented?
I wonder, anthropologists have probably figured this out, right? or they have guesses.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because that person really fucked us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Well, do you think it was a man or a woman?
Man have all the bad ideas. They have the selfish ideas.
Interesting.
Yeah. Although, I don't know.
Kings back in the day used to be like, you can't fuck until I okay it. And I might want to hit first.
Is that true?
Yeah, because I'm a descendant of a king, and I was like, whoa, royalty in the house. It's like, oh, he fucked like every woman in the village before they married their cuck husbands. So
history's bleak.
Yeah, my stepdad, my great 24 more times great stepdad was a cuck. Well, my dad was a fucking king, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, Joseph.
I didn't get to see him or hang out with him, but that fool ripped.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah, monogamy is a tough one. I think we did eat ass before because you know what? We were on all fours. There's this theory about women wearing lipstick. Have you heard about this? Mm-mm. It comes from like certain like primates. Like basically, you know, we were. There's no real.
If the lipstick's off, it's like, what you been eating?
No. It's the lipsticks are supposed to, like, basically trigger some sort of like pussy situation where they're in heat and it like the lips swell up on like a primate. Back when we were on all fours and we were probably kind of like dogs where you sniff each other's asses. So we were eating ass back then. But the theory is that like now we stand so you don't see that we're in heat. So the red lipstick is sort of this triggering like, oh, she's ready to be fertilized.
And that's true, or you read that one time?
That's an idea that people with, I think, a lot of college had written on a lot of pieces of paper and then peers
like
review it. Yeah, I think it's a book.
Or a journal.
It might not even have a cover, which I think would technically make it. That's what a
booklet?
journal is to me. A journal is like, dude, why don't you just do a cover? Make it a book. Now it's a study.
That's a good point.
There's a lot of questions I have about history. Like, you know, like there are things that we interpret. We've talked about the Tiffany dilemma, where, you know, things weren't how we think they were.
Yeah.
Like one thing was that, like back in ancient Rome, they had a bunch of billboards with gladiators because gladiators were like the Air Jordan campaign. Yeah, they were the marketing, you know, haven. And they had originally put that as like these need to happen in the film Gladiator or something like that. And they removed it because they were like,
it'll look fake.
It'll look fake, even though that is what history was like.
Yeah.
We don't picture it'll fuck up our brains.
Yeah, it's like if you have a Lord of the Rings fantasy movie, they have to have British accents.
Yeah, because
or it doesn't feel old.
It doesn't It doesn't feel Middle Earthy.
Yeah,
like this isn't Middle Earth.
That's an American accent.
That is Earth.
Hey, what are we gonna do with this ring over here?
Yeah. Call the elves.
Ring the bells of Gondor or whatever. Call the Knights of Rohan. They made a deal.
Get the Knights of Rohan on the horn.
Listen,
and he picks up a horn of wisdom that calls. You're like, hold on.
On my daughter's wedding day, I gave you a favor. I said one day
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna need you to help me.
Now we got these fucking orcs on our ass.
What was another? Oh, there's like an idea that I have that's like my own Tiffany dilemma. I've never talked about this with anyone, but
oh my god, you gonna be vulnerable?
It's my first time. I might cry. But like I picture ancient Egyptians with their art. I don't know if everyone pictures this, but I picture them kind of being like quiet and just like and carving and looking and being almost like historical reenactment documentary event where the historians are talking about it and you just see like a guy in a tunic being like, and they're like doing their work very quietly. But like, what if like they just admired their shit and it was like Banksy's where they're like, oh, fuck, dude. Is that new? Dog, this shit is
What made you
sick.
think of that?
Yeah.
What inspired you, dog?
Yo, dog. Hey, I've been seeing you doing some mean stuff on Papyrus.
Has anyone else seen this? No? Hey, let me show you this dagger right quick.
Yeah. Yo, this is the original Hotepsut. That's me, Hotepsut. You know what I mean? Like, I just picture them being very pious about it all.
Yeah.
But they were probably like, damn.
Yeah, people got excited. There was bros all across history.
Yeah, right.
You're like, I just found out, dog. Like, if you just fucking lift these rocks like this, I call it a curl. My biceps are fucking yoked now, dog.
Sarah, what's up? I was hoping me and you just grab some mead and we just go kick it by the temple of the sun god. What? Jessica who? I've never been there with anyone but you.
She told you that? That's weird, man.
I don't even know.
She must be thinking like, oh, that's it. Because her and I went to like the Temple of the Moon.
Oh, Temple of the Moon. Yeah,
which
but
is
we're
like,
just friends.
Everyone was there.
Yeah, dude.
They had like a full
a
barrel
moon party.
of mead. And we were just, I did do a mead stand.
Are you guys going to Sunfest this year? And you just have old Egyptian parents like, I can't even keep up what they're doing. There's a Sunfest now? When I was younger, it was just the sun. We admired it.
It's not even on solstice anymore because the venue was booked.
Yeah.
So they just do it in early May. It's weird.
Yeah. It's like you go far enough back. I've been reading about like Renaissance paintings and like Michelangelo made this thing called like the End of Days in the Sistine Chapel. It's not as known as like the ceiling, but it's like the back wall. And people were pissed.
Because it's sad.
It was they're okay with like other people have made this vision, the End of Days painting, and it would be like you see hell, you see the souls that are damned, you see the people that are getting saved. But Michelangelo's was just like all over the place. And it's very unclear and everyone's naked. Everyone's butt ass naked. And they were super pissed about that.
Because it's in the chapel.
Yeah. And so they hired Michelangelo after Michelangelo died, they hired his like apprentice to like put a little tiny loincloth around every dick.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But like his doesn't look that offensive to us.
Right.
And it's just so funny to think that people are like, oh no. But it, like the one, like they just are so particular where I think you go back enough and it's like, check out Handprint Guy. And they're like, that's, I come from Handprint time. And they're like, this guy's doing squiggly lines.
No.
I'm like, why is that? That's not even in nature.
What is that?
That's the devil told you to make squiggly line.
That makes me feel things that I don't want to feel.
Yeah. Now I touch children.
Listen.
And that's this. I blame the squiggly line.
You start with squiggly lines, and then what happens next?
Pretty soon we're fucking animals. That's what everyone.
Then I'm marrying my horse. Is that what you want?
Do you want that? Would you be tripping if someone was married to a horse? I think about this. Like it's illegal. Bestiality.
Would I be tripping? I wouldn't because I don't think an animal can consent to sex with a human.
Okay, but if the animal's doing the fucking.
Like a donkey show?
Yeah. And it's either a guy or a woman that you like work with and they're like, dude, I'm with this donkey right now. And it's great. I mean, I keep my donkey satisfied.
I'd prefer not.
Of course you'd prefer not. But are you like, we have to stop this?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm very much a your body, your choice, but that's
I might just disconnect from that person.
Definitely not going to invite that guy over.
Well, I just would never want to have the talk and be like, and how's your donkey?
How's Lassie? You had to name it Lassie, huh? You monster.
How is Churro the burro?
Well, the problem, that's not one. No.
You got to put your foot down.
And you know what?
You're hating on a lifestyle.
I understand that. And it's one of those things where, like, at some point we are going to be the old person. A couple comedians have the joke where it's like, no son of mine's bringing a robot home.
Right,
and we are going to be that generation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, you can't date in these sex robots.
Yeah.
It's just not.
We are the generation of, like, things are getting old. Like, we're getting old on things. Like, people can have, like, successful careers as video game players. Whereas,
that I'm
like,
fine with.
I know, but like in our mind, if you play video games all day, like my mind thinks you're like a loser who hasn't like figured life out, who probably doesn't have sex with,
and they're out there crushing it.
And they're living like gods.
Yeah. I feel like if you had a daughter, like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, say you had a daughter who was 14, 15.
Yeah.
And she came home with a cool, like a popular kid from school that was a video game player.
Yeah.
You'd be like, this fucking jabroni, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you play Madden 39?
Yeah.
Good for you, idiot.
And he's like, the purse I just won is like
he's like,
$7.5 million.
And he's just like, I just think it's cool to connect with your daughter and like talk about our feelings and like the impending doom of our future and how the robot AI is gonna. He's like, man, he's smarter than me too. I
know.
This.
Like, this guy's got ideas. How do you find all the time in the day? I have old things that are happening now. Like after a good meal, I find myself I'm not able to finish a good meal without having a good cough and blowing my nose. And I feel like that's such an old that's like my dad. That's like childhood core memory. My dad like finishes a meal.
Yeah.
And then a nice nose blow. And you're done. Whereas now I see myself doing it. And I can feel people around me like, you're an old man. I go, all right, bedtime.
Yep. No, I'm the opposite. I'll be 3. Like, I'll have a meal and I'll be like, can't sleep yet. I gotta digest before I go to bed.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm gonna wake up and something's gonna hurt in a weird place.
Yeah.
I feel like at this age, I feel like food. I know this isn't what's happening, but what it feels like is like some of the food just gets like jammed into weird corners of your stomach.
Yeah.
You're like, well, that's just gonna hurt today.
That's a weird hypochondria you have.
Oh yeah, I'm dying.
You're like, do you have any dietary restrictions? Nothing sharp. Like a sharp edge. Anything that could go down a small water
I just
slide.
have like some stomach acid. We're like, can you just put a little out? I want to make sure.
That's your hot sauce?
Yeah.
You should come out with a Torio hot sauce that's just like mostly Pepto.
I just wanted to see it all. Oh yeah, that all evaporated? I'll take that. All right, so I got a thing I would like to change.
Okay.
So I had a couple flights I had to rearrange recently. And so one of them, they were both non-refundable. And so the first one I wasn't able to like refund, which is frustrating. And then the second one, the same thing. She was like, oh, you have the saver fare. You can't do it. And I was like, okay, can I just talk to someone else? You know, I wasn't like being rude, but can I just talk to someone else?
That's a tough thing to say nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just talk to someone else?
Yeah, I was like, can I just talk to someone else?
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, sure. Who do you want to talk to? Like, transfer you to a different department? And I was like, and I didn't want that. So I was like, just a supervisor, I guess?
Damn, that's the most polite Karen. That's like passive Karen.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I would love to just have a powwow with a manager.
So she puts me on hold for like 10 minutes. I think she was, in retrospect, I think she was maybe just waiting for me to
hang up. But you waited for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And then she came back. She's like, I'll just do it. We'll just do it. And I was like, okay, thanks. So she did it. And I got
Congrats.
one. Yeah, thanks, man. Saved a couple $100. And, but that is, like, you brought up Karening. It is like a form of Karen.
Yeah, totally.
And I think it's gotten to a point, especially with flights, I've heard this happen a lot in certain things, where it's just like, it's become the norm. You know? To be like,
vilify a person who wants.
It's not even necessarily vilifying them. It's just that, like, I know if I go above your head, I might get what I want.
Right.
And then in other industries, like it happens at the Comedy Store a lot, where it's just like, no, I mean, I bought tickets for a different day. I don't care. I bought tickets. I want to get in. And it's like, well, you didn't. They're like, manager.
You didn't
and
show
the
up
manager
on time.
and luckily, our managers are like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. Luckily. Lucky us.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the perks of having managers that tell everyone
all right,
to fuck
I'll go
off.
get the manager, but they will spit on you.
Yeah, they're going to yell at both of us. I just want you to know that. Dude, getting the manager at our work, like, you got to go in and be like, first thing I say is, hey, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But someone wants to talk to you. And
It's
like,
like-
I don't talk to people.
It's like when you slept over at a friend's house and their dad was just like a fucking dickhead.
Yes.
And you're like, should we just ask your dad? You're like, no. Like,
No.
We never should involve him with anything that's going to. We can figure this out.
Yeah. If we get caught, I mean, we'll deal with it then.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not. But so we have to combat that.
By asking for the managers.
No. Yeah. So what I think we should start doing, I don't know if there's a term for it, is just like you say no. Every time you say no, every 10th time you say no, you pause. And if they just take it, they're like, okay. And they start to walk away.
Yeah.
You go, wait. You get it.
Yeah.
You get what you want. We're going to start rewarding the people that don't complain every once in a while.
Right.
And be like, sorry, we already gave our... So when someone asks for a Karen, be like, sorry, we actually already gave ours to a non-Karen. You should try non-Karen next time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because then you get like each employee has a punch card.
Yeah. We live in a society where, listen, sometimes you are going to get your refund. Not always, but sometimes.
It's so sad that is like a reasonably exciting prize nowadays. It's just the collapse of our society. Because in the 90s, I felt like it was like you were the 100,000th grocery store customer and you got like $1 million. You know, like the balloons drop and you're like, what?
Like, you eat for free forever.
And now we're like, wait a minute. We have something very special to tell you. You do get the refund you asked for.
You get the... Yes. You get the money that you used to have for the service you no longer wanted.
It's like, what is that? Publishers Clearinghouse? We're like, oh my God. They're like, hey, we just got on the phone with AT&T and they're going to treat you to your original plan before you upgraded. Why?
I'm going to let you out of the DirecTV prison you didn't know you signed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's no longer a 20-year commitment?
Yeah.
Nope.
Your Xfinity package is no longer $400. It is back to $299.99.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. Like, I have had that happen where I do the like, okay, on both sides. As an employee at like I was working at the teriyaki spot in San Francisco, Glaze, which is no longer there.
Never forget.
But this lady walked in and was like, I'll do the salmon plate. And we were new in the area. And I'm like, okay, great. You know, she asked, how's it work? And I pointed at all the things. And I go, salmon? Okay, cool. And I put it, and I said it'll be, you know, I think it was like $12.99 at the time, like $13.99. And she's like, oh, that says 11. And I said, yeah, they put like a salmon has gone up in the past, and they printed a piece of paper on the counter that was like, it's $1 more. And she's like, you tricked me. And I was like, no, I didn't. She's like, that's very, you don't put it up there. And I'm like, well, I think that it just happened. So they just printed this piece of paper for today. And she's like, that's how you get people. And I'm like, I don't get anything. Like we haven't finished the order. Like, you can get, you are free from this trap.
Yeah, you can get
whatever you
else
want. And she's like, no, I'll do the salmon, but it's just or do not like how I want the salmon. I'm like, okay, so we're doing the salmon. She's like, but the price just really is not okay. It's not fair of you to do that to people. And I was just, it's one of those days where you've been there. You're just like, tell you what.
I'm not even making $12.99 an hour.
You take the register, just put in whatever you want. We'll call it a day. I just went, you know what? Don't pay for this at all. And
Did you?
And I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? This one's on us, coming out of my tip money here. And then she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. This is all yours. And then she goes, well, that's mighty decent of you.
Ugh, you didn't even get the satisfaction that you wanted.
No, and then she went to the bathroom and then said the floor's a little wet and someone could get hurt and that we should close the bathroom down for the night. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to do that you've told me. You know, but like some people just, you catch that. It might have been that girl in the day where she's like, no, I'm just going to give this guy the thing.
People suck. And then I posted this clip today about, it's an old joke, but it's about, I was a bartender and my beers had two different sizes, 16 and 20 ounces. And so every day someone would ask me, what's the difference? And then I'd have to say 4.
Yeah,
it's a good laugh. Most people like it.
Yeah.
So people feel this need to comment. What they meant was price. And I'm like, nope, they didn't.
Yeah.
Bartended for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I know for a fact. Every once in a while, someone would be like, well, what's the price difference?
Sure.
But no, people wanted to see the glasses.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't trust me?
Yeah.
You don't think that you think that I went all these years thinking those people thought that they were asking for the difference in price?
Right.
I hate people so much. And it's...
Well, people that correct jokes are a new type of shitty.
Yes, but it's like those people didn't bartend. Because you see all the... And then the bartenders are coming and like, yep. And then we've just going over all our favorite ones. Like someone's like, my favorite is when someone orders vodka and Tito's. Tito's and vodka.
Oh, that's
funny.
funny.
Like, that's a funny. And there's all these different ones.
Bartender like gripes.
Just like shitty.
And you sit back while the views roll in. The views roll in when people fight in the comments.
It's great. It's not a gripe, by the way.
Right.
It might come off as a gripe because that's the tone of how a joke's structured.
Right.
I don't actually care if someone asks what the difference is between a 16-ounce beer and a 20-ounce beer. It's just like that. Life is funny.
It's a fun joke. It's a fun moment we can all laugh at.
Yeah, and it's just like, and here's a pint, here's an Imperial, whatever.
Yes.
People suck.
Yeah.
They just they want to take the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
They start making bullshit prebiotic sodas. What's wrong with a Diet Coke?
Yeah, I know. There's a bartender gripe that
Thanks for the soda.
that I did, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, you do
recently.
You do a lot of them.
Okay, what are some?
You do. What's your favorite thing on the menu?
Yeah, I do. I want to know.
Yeah, that one's
because at the places I've worked at, I'm that guy that's like, yo, our chicken marsala.
Yeah,
Stupid.
but I always felt like I think I know people. I read people too well.
Yeah.
Because they'll ask and I'll be like, you got to give me something. What are you thinking?
Right.
You know? Because
Right.
it's like, I hate when I'm like, get the marsala. And they're like,
I don't want potatoes.
I was actually thinking sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, then pick the fucking sandwich.
Yeah, but
You clearly know what you want.
like, so what?
I don't want to have a conversation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
ultimately
the
what
thing.
it is.
You don't want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation. But the one that I was thinking of that I did, and that is one that I do a lot.
Yeah. Not the worst one. That one at least makes some sense.
I'm my mother's son. You see how she is. She talks to fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm just like making small talk with the menu. But one of the things that I did that our dear friend Jesse, who got us our live podcast decoration that you're sitting completely in front of.
Well,
I know we're lazy decorators.
It's over there. Look.
Our new studio's coming soon. So he says one thing he hates that customers do is you want to open your tab or close it, and they say close it for now.
I hate that too.
And he's like, you either open it for now or you close it, and it's closed, and now has passed. And so I went to a place, that tequila taco bar, and I was going to meet up with some comedians and people. And then I ordered a drink and I ordered some tacos. And then I got a text from them that they're going up. They might go up to the Comedy Store. So I was like, am I going to be here? Are they going to? And the guy goes, you want to open it or close it? And I said, close it for now. Thinking like, they might be here and then I'll open it.
Yeah, right.
And so then he went and did it. And then I said, I just realized my friend's a bartender. He says he hates when people say close it for now. And I've just said it. The guy was like, yeah, I know. I hate you. We both like cracked up. I think it makes sense in that context. And I talked to my friend. He's like, no, it doesn't. It never makes sense to close it for now.
I worked at a bar and I would just be petty. So like if you use the card again, so we would open tabs. If you use the card a second time in a night, it would notify me on the computer,
right, and
be like, "Are you sure? Because this is in
closed."
All you had to say was yes or whatever, but I wouldn't. I'd be like, "Oh, you already used this card here tonight," and they'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, the computer." And I would show them the little box, be like, "Computer won't let me do it again."
He's like, what's that green button next to the red one?
He's like, oh yeah, that doesn't. No, they would never say that. It would just be like, you see the little thing where it says card's been used, so you got to come back tomorrow or get a cash or a different card.
Or we're open at midnight, so if you just want to hang for like an hour and a half,
that actually doesn't count. The day doesn't start till the next day. Come on, man. You never bartended?
I've never bartended.
It's not until the computer's everything's been closed out.
I've never bartended where there's a computer. Oof. I've bartended events.
Oh yeah,
weddings and
even those have. Oh no, I guess they don't.
I bartended a lot of weddings in the East Bay.
That one's tough because it's like you can make so much in tips.
Yeah.
But it's like tips at events are so trendy. If people don't tip early,
yes,
they're all sheep.
Totally.
They're like, oh, I guess it's all included. There's no money in that jar.
Yeah.
Or it's like the first guy drops a 20 and you're just like, oh. Watch this land snowball.
That's an interesting takeaway. I think it's just who the person is. I think you have some people that, and
totally.
The guy that I would bartend with was great because he bought a square.
That middle chunk of people are all sheep.
Sheep, absolutely. But our guy would buy a square and be like, tip. People are like, I don't have a card. And
I love
he
that.
Would be like, oh, we have, or I don't have cash. Oh, we can take your card. Mm-hmm. And then one lady would be like, oh, I'm going to go get it from the purse. I'll be right back. He's like, she's never going to order another drink again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then,
fine.
of course, she doesn't.
Yeah.
And then we'd show up and they'd have like the signature cocktails that the couples decided. And he'd look at it and it's like squeeze of mint slapped over. He's like, okay, yeah, we're not doing that. He just like hides that piece of paper. No one complains or notices.
Because it is free.
It is free.
So it's like, and you're having fun and you're dancing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, have you danced? If you want to.
I dance.
But if you don't dance.
Yeah, totally. But a lot of Filipinos at this wedding event venue that we worked at, and they always order Hennessy. Every generation, the grandpas order it, the 20 young 20-year-old, mm-hmm. 21-year-olds order it. I don't have like a cultural drink. I don't think. I think it's kind of cool to have like a drink that your culture's like we need this on deck.
vino for me, man.
Wine?
Red Italian, yeah.
And your family,
of
they're
our
all
holidays.
like red or white?
Red usually, but white.
Okay.
But my mom's side's not drinkers, but we don't. There would always be wine if you wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Moroccan side is just
And then
mint
my
tea.
Dad's side would just be Bacardi 151 shots.
Good God.
Yeah, we'd throw them back.
What are they?
But we'd chase it with another 151.
Why would you chase that?
Because that's what we do in Holland.
Holland? That's Holland? That's Hollish culture?
The Netherlands. We call it 302. That's 151 times 2.
Thank you for saving me 20 minutes of problem solving.
All right, that's it, man. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. Hope you remember that.
I will. Well, if you ain't Dutch, your liver's probably functioning at a normal rate.
No, our livers, man, they've evolved.
You can handle.
We got super livers.
Your Achilles heel is food with a right
I actually
angle.
tried to donate some of my liver to a friend in need that wasn't Dutch. They were like, "That your liver will kill his whole body."
Doctor was like, "Hey man, that's too much liver you sent us."
That liver gets in there and it's like because they connect it to stuff, and then it just because our livers have tiny fists, strong though.
Dutch livers?
Yeah, and they just punch right through.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a whole weird thing science can't figure out.
Wow. Yeah. That's cool, man.
That's cool,
and
man.
you're just limited by panic attacks.
Yep, that's
And
the
your
only thing
liver's
holding
like,
me
"You
back.
fucking pussy. Wake up.
Come down here.